This time on Fliptv News, the headlines. Are Nigerians ready for life after fuel subsidies? Chidinma Ojukwu sold Osifo Ataga's laptop to me for 495,000 naira. On the international scene, man is cleared of 1981 rape of award-winning author Ali Sebald after spending 16 years in jail. Sports scene, Antonio Conte concedes level at Tottenham is not high after shock NS Mura defeat. And finally, on the international news, Kanye West says he needs Kim Kardashian back after he replaces him with younger and energetic Davidson. Good afternoon, I am Shijola Falabi. Welcome to Fliptv News. Now, news in details. The current price of petrol is 165 naira per litre. The potential price of petroleum after subsidy may range from 320 to 340 naira per litre, according to Malam Mele Kyari, the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. How will Nigerians react to a 100% jump in pump price? The cost of road travel will increase. Uber and other driver-hailing apps will increase their fares to align with the potential pump price. Inflation will spike up by another 2.5%. Goods and services will become more expensive as businesses adjust to fuel pump prices. But not to worry, the federal government is preparing a package to protect poor Nigerians from this increase in price, according to Zainab Ahmed, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. Between 30 to 40 million poor Nigerians will benefit from a transport grant intervention of 5,000 naira monthly. So, 5,000 naira monthly by 40% million poor Nigerians would equate to 200 billion naira monthly and 2.4 trillion for 12 months. The maximum period, the minister stated, the transport grant might go on for some years. Earlier in the year, the cost of premium motor spirit PMS subsides, according to NNPC GMD Mele Kyari, was between 140 billion naira and 150 billion monthly. So why are subsidies being removed if they are going to be substituted to grants that will not benefit over half of the entire population? Because there has been pressure from international bodies and World Bank. Experts, state governors to end the subsidy scheme deploy these resources to other sectors like healthcare, education, and infrastructure. So does the transport grant fall into these sectors? Apparently not. A businessman, Mr. Ifeoluwa Olugo, has narrated the laptop of the murdered Chief Executive Officer of SUBSID1, Michael Ataga. Michael Ataga was sold to him for 495,000 naira by Chidinma Ojukwu 2 days after the victim's body was found. Chidinma, a 300-level mass communication student of the University of Lagos, was accused of killing Ataga. The undergraduate and 2 others, Adedapo Quadri and Chioma Egbuchu, are standing trial before Justice Yetunde Adesoya of the Lagos State High Court, sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos State. At the resumed hearing on Thursday, Oluwo's third prosecution witness was led in evidence by the Lagos State Prosecuting Counsel, Mr. Yusuf Sule. Oluwo said he was selling phones, laptops, and their accessories at the Computer Village, Ikeja, and had been in the business for 5 years. According to him, after seeing Chidinma on social media After the sale of laptop, he immediately ensured that all her documents were kept handy. The witness identified Chidinma as a customer who had purchased a phone from him on April 30, 2021, and also sold the laptop to him on June 18, 2021 at the same office. Oluwo said on June 18, Chidinma sold to me a MacBook Pro laptop for 495,000 naira after negotiations and market value comparison. In order to make a sale, you have to submit some documents and fill a form with your government identification card, driving license, passport, voter's card, and national identification number. Anthony Broadwater, 61, broke down in tears this week when a judge cleared him of the rape, which the basis of Miss Sebel's 1999 bestseller Lucky. The memoir launched her career 3 years later. She had a hit with novel and the Lovely Bones, also about rape. I just hope and pray that maybe Miss Sebel will come forward and say, "Hey, I made a grave mistake," and gave me an apology, Mr. Broadwater said. I sympathize with her, but she was wrong. Mr. Broadwater was just 20 and had recently returned home after serving with the Marines when he was accused of raping Miss Sebald in May 1981. At the time, she was a student at Syracuse University, New York. He was found guilty after Miss Sebald identified him in court, even though she had picked another man in the police lineup, and on the evidence of microscopic hair samples. The hair analysis used is now seen as junk science by the U.S. Department of Justice. Mr. Broadwater was released from jail in 1999. Last year, when Lucky was being filmed for a Netflix movie, executive producer Tim Mukante became suspicious when the script's first draft differed so much from the book. His doubts were not about Sebel's assault, but about the trial, which didn't hang together, he told the New York Times. He was later dropped from the project and decided to hire a private investigator, Dan Myers, to look at the case. After 3 weeks, I am starting to understand the situation. It is not simple. At this moment, the level at Tottenham is not so high. Antonio Conte delivers frank assessment as Spurs suffer humiliating Europa Conference League defeat at Slovenian Minos MS Mura. Antonio Conte says he is not a magician and now understands the size of the job on his hands at Tottenham after they suffered a humiliating Europa Conference League defeat at NS Mura. Conte watched on as his 10-man side were beaten 2-1 by the Slovenian Minos, the lowest ranked team in the Europa Conference League, who had lost all 4 of their previous games. Spurs went down to Ahmedaj Marosa's stoppage time goal after Harry Kane had earlier cancelled all Tommy Kovacs shock opener. Conte, who was an appointed, replaced Nuno Espirito Santo 3 weeks ago, has been tasked with taking Tottenham back to the top table of English football. Kanye West has reiterated his desire to reconcile with Kim Kardashian amid their ongoing divorce. The rapper, who is formerly known as Ye, now made a speech about his estranged wife Kim Kardashian and their 4 children at the Los Angeles Mission's annual Thanksgiving event on Wednesday. The narrative God wants us to see that we can be redeemed in all these relationships. The Donda singer said, "We've made mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've publicly done things that were not acceptable as a husband, but right now, today, for whatever reason, I didn't know I was going to be in front of this mic, but I'm here to change the narrative. Kardashian filed for divorce from Ye in February this year. The reality TV star is reportedly dating Saturday Night Live cast member Pete Davidson after they appeared on the sketch comedy show together last month. During his speech, Ye added, "I am nothing letting E write the narrative of my family. I'm not letting Hulu write the narrative of my family. I am the priest of my home." While keeping up with the Kardashians aired on E until the series end, Hulu has secured the rights for the forthcoming as yet untitled Kardashian Jenner show. The independent Kanye West says God will bring him and Kim Kardashian back together. We can redeemed. Kanye West has reiterated his desire to reconcile with Kim Kardashian amid their ongoing divorce. Kardashian filed for divorce from Ye in February this year. The reality TV star is reportedly dating Saturday Night Live cast member Pete Davidson after they appeared on the sketch comedy show together last month. At the event, he also said that he has a house right next to Kardashian so he can be with his children, but insisted that he needs to be back home. For more news and updates, please stay tuned to Fliptv News. I am Shijola Folabi. Have a good day.